one friend may be helping another friend today in a certain way, while the other friend may help them at another time in another way.
Hey, my name is Khizer Nawaz. I run a series called Watch Me Win, which is ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Today we have Ritika here with us, someone who's got 20 years of experience on, not 20 years, I'm so sorry, 20 experiences on LinkedIn, from social media intern to business analyst at Deloitte and founder and CEO for Redefined. So over to you, Ritika. How about you quickly introduce yourself to us?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you for having me, first of all, as being a part of this, series as well. I think always lovely to be a part and kind of share about my experiences and hopefully add value to the audience. But as you all know, my name is Ritika. I'm originally from India, moved to Canada about 6.5 years ago, I would say precisely. And ever since I moved in here, I always say I came in with how most of us come to a new country, which is with big dreams and ambitions, and buckets full of aspirations. And I came with the same idea, but soon enough, when I landed here, I found myself just hitting reality to realize how far away we actually have come and how now there's a lot of responsibility to kind of figure things out and make it on our own without accessible support, at least initially, right? So I did definitely have quite a few challenges when it came to, creating credibility for myself in the market, in terms of people seeing that credibility in me, which in turn impacted me accessing a lot of opportunities, whether it be from a job perspective or even in general, right? And there were a lot of generalizations as well that people made about me just based on where I come from, the language I speak, etc. And I think overall, through all of that, I found myself questioning myself a lot. But I think it was only when I came across the right people who in turn gave me access to the right opportunities and the resources that I was able to really realize who I'm capable of becoming. And I think when I experienced that transformation and went from being someone who did not really at that point have an identity to speak up for to then becoming someone who was confident about her skill sets and really knew what she brings to the table, I think I realized how it was the people who played the most important role, and I wanted to be able to do that for others as well. So that's why, in addition to obviously landing a job at a great consulting firm like Deloitte, I had landed a job even at 4 other consulting firms, but ended up choosing Deloitte. And alongside that, started my own organization, Redefined, to start helping others be able to do the same. Because I always think if I can do it, anyone else can do it. So that was like a little bit of the journey, and just looking to kind of take it a notch forward every single year or every single day.
Amazing. And isn't that a great idea? You're now business analyst at Deloitte, but now you want to speak up and help others who are maybe trying to achieve something similar, or people who, like you mentioned, are maybe doubting their skills, their abilities, but you want to let them know that, like me, you can do it too. Fun fact, when I was learning about networking in Canada, I came across this event in downtown Toronto on this app called Eventbrite, and it was an event by Redefined. So, Ritika, tell us more about, what this event was about, and tell us more about Redefined.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think I've seen you at a few of our events, so I'm not really sure which exact event, but I think I can generally give a brief around, Redefine and the work that we're trying to do here as well. And I think so. A bit about Redefine is we are an organization purely hoping to be an end-to-end solution for all international students and immigrants coming into any country for that matter, starting with Canada for now, right? And our hope is we intend to do that in three main ways. One is creating access to a community which is for them by their own people, right? Which I mean is other fellow international students and immigrants. The second piece is creating access to upskilling, which is more in the form of access to like workshops and events that are run by professionals and industry experts. And last but not the least, creating access to mentors and mentorship. And the reason I think we focus on these three is because in our perspective, through what we have seen over the last 2 years across 45 programs, is that it's a combination of these three that really enables anyone for that matter, but specifically international students, to really equip them with tools, resources, information, and access to a network that helps them realize and unlock that potential that they hold, and really know how to even realize that potential, right? Through the work that they're doing. And I think the end goal of it at all is to A, help someone identify their purpose, B, learn how to build credibility for that purpose, and C, learn through the mentors how to build visibility for the identified credibility. So I think that's who we are at the core, and we are 50,000 students strong right now. I think there's a lot more, but we always use just 50,000 plus just to simplify things, but hopefully 100K plus soon.
Soon you will get there. I have no doubts about that. Ritika, I hardly know anyone who posts as consistently as you, and especially like video content. I know that's tough in particular. So what keeps you going? What's the secret sauce?
I honestly think I'm not as consistent as as people think when it comes to posting content online. But I think what keeps me going is just seeing such incredible people out there on the platforms, right? I think I'm inspired every single day, every single moment, no matter who I speak to. I think I'm always learning something, right? Like even from today, like being on this series, I'm learning something, right? I see you investing your Sunday afternoon as well into doing something which maybe most people aren't doing, right? And even that in many ways is those small piece of inspiration, which I think then just joined to create this big motivation in me to just kind of keep showing up in 10 times better ways than I can every single day. So I think for me, it's just that main motivation. And I think the second piece is also, I think I know my potential, and I feel like I'm always looking to, my hope is that I start um, producing content to the potential and capability I have, which I haven't achieved yet.
I love that. Always learning and trying to realize your own potential. That's amazing. I know for myself, when I realized earlier this year how important networking is, especially in Canada. And, as an immigrant, whenever you're going to a new place, because naturally you don't know a lot of people. But I see so many people, I'm sure more people coming to you than me, who absolutely have no idea on how to get started, what is networking, how to network, how to utilize your network. So what would you say about that?
I think for anyone, I'll answer it in two parts. So for anyone who's looking to get started, and then for anyone looking to get started specifically in networking. I think for anyone just looking to get started in general, I think the biggest thing is to just start, to be honest. I think just yesterday we had an international student social as well. And we spoke to one of the students who reached out exactly with the same thing. They're like, oh, I just want to start. I have this checklist of things, but I'm not like, I don't know how to start. And I said, well, you just start with one checklist at a time, right? What have you written in that checklist? Take me through it. Let's make sure you do at least 3 of those 5 things today, right? Then next day you do 4 at least out of the 5. Then the next day you do 5 out of the 5, right? And so on and so forth. So I feel like a big part of it is just that, because to be honest, being very realistic, everyone in this world has amazing ideas. Everyone can think the brightest and the best, but um, there aren't less people who can think great, but there are less people who can actually action on their thoughts and their ideas, right? That's also what distinguishes a successful entrepreneur than someone who's not able to make it, is someone who's actually able to go out there and make it happen, right? So I think that's one thing to keep in mind. The second thing is specifically from a networking perspective. I think the simplest way I would put this is networking is, I see it as you building a relationship which is providing mutual value to both parties, right? And that's why I see it something very similar to friendship. In friendship as well, even though there's never the direct expectation, there is always mutual provision of value, right? One friend may be helping another friend today in a certain way, while the other friend may help them at another time in another way, right? So even if it's you, let's say, getting a couple of printouts for a mentor that you look up to and keep speaking to for an event, or whether it is you inviting them to your class for a speaking session, knowing that they want to build their own brand, that is value to them, right? And for you, the value they might provide in return is them hopping on mentoring calls with you, right? Which is a lot of money for them because it's their time being invested, right? Because they get paid X dollars an hour, right? Or them giving a referral to you, whatever that capacity is. I think a lot of us make the mistake when we go into networking conversations with the expectation of wanting something in a particular way. Where students, when they're reaching out, they want only a referral at times from a mentor. But instead, if you go in with the idea, hey, I just want to learn, that is already an expectation, right? Now you figure out what are you giving to them in return, right? So it sounds transactional, but I don't think it is. Right? It's just about making sure there's value for both. So I see it something like that. And I think it starts by just being genuine and authentic. There are too many people today who are incredible and smart and amazing in the work that they do. And I think so there isn't less of smart people, but I think what there is less of is people who are true to themselves and very genuine in how they're reaching out. And I think that's today the X factor in a way.
Amazing. And again, to sum it up for anyone looking to get started, there are less people who actually take action, aka make it happen. So make sure you do that. And just recently, I can recall myself giving some tough love to a friend who's trying to, get started on his music journey. And I'm always hearing these amazing ideas, I'm building a studio. I got this instrument. I'm getting a camera now. And I'm like, I don't want any more updates from you now. What I want is a link where you've actually uploaded something because I'm done listening to you. I'm doing this and that. So thanks for putting that out.
And I
And
think
it
that
worked.
is very important actually, because I think I found myself, we all do that a lot. And one thing also I would say is I feel like when you're still ideating, I usually feel it's not, depending on how close you are to someone, I don't think it's always the best idea to be a loudspeaker and let everyone know of what you're thinking about, right? Because you never know how someone's intentions are. And I feel like when I do that, oftentimes that thing doesn't happen. So I feel like it's important is until it's ready to go out, until you've already made that video and all you have to do is just hit publish, then you can tell people because you've already made it happen, right? So just wanted to point that out.
So for me, I take it one step further. I let people know when I have the link ready, not even when I'm hitting publish. When I have the link, I'll share it with them. And for everything in life, I don't disclose it until it's done. And you are absolutely right because we don't know what another person is going through in their journey. Some people take it in a positive way that, okay, Ritika now has 100K members, 100K plus members. That's amazing. But someone who hasn't even started would be like, I absolutely hate the fact that she's actually doing it and she's out there. So that's something for me, like I don't announce it until it's absolutely done. The second thing you pointed out was building relationship that provides mutual value. I think that's a very good brief definition of networking. And maybe I can use that for myself as well the next time I'm explaining that to someone. Um, Now tell me this, like, because this would be going out on LinkedIn and on YouTube. So anyone, an international student, someone who's trying to step up in their career, make a career transition maybe, comes across this content piece and wants to reach out to you. I see you on so many platforms, but what is the fastest way to actually reach out to you and get a response from you?
I think the best way, honestly, would be probably email, or I think LinkedIn. Because I know like the only thing with LinkedIn though is, and I said this to someone yesterday itself, where LinkedIn has this weird thing on its I don't know, features where you know how on iMessage or on WhatsApp, as soon as someone sends you a message, if it's pop up at the top, right? But on LinkedIn for some reason that really doesn't happen, right? Like if I read a few of the messages, I would assume, oh, I've read all, right? But then when I start scrolling, there are so many unread messages there. So I don't know why LinkedIn does that, but I think that's the reason why I miss a lot of LinkedIn messages. Otherwise I'm fairly active there. So I would say if that doesn't work, start there first. If that doesn't work, then I would say like email would be the next best option.
All right, and with that, I'm assuming that I can share your email address when I'm posting this video. So I'll just drop it in the description over there.
Yeah.
And with that, and obviously, because I want to be mindful and be respectful of your time, you told me that you do have sort of a hard stop. So with that, I'll be concluding. And thank you so much, Ritika, for your time. It's always a pleasure to talk to like-minded individuals. And good luck to you on your journey, be it, reaching 100K plus members or impacting as many lives out there. So good luck to you for that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And thank you so much for even taking this initiative. I think it's amazing. And if you share this on Instagram specifically as well, let me know. I would love to collaborate on the video because I'm definitely looking to create more content on Instagram. And I think things like these are often helpful because I know you said LinkedIn and YouTube. So I would highly recommend to also post on Instagram because even now that I've seen a few others as well who have started a podcast. And I feel like what I've realized as a trend, it's always good to start off on Instagram, like, with reels of your podcast to hype up the interest and maybe like share in your bio the link to your YouTube or anything already so that you can start getting followers there and then start posting the long form videos there. I don't know, that's just like a strategy I found out by speaking to a few folks, but see what works for you. But that's just something I thought I just mentioned.
It's actually a good idea. I I'm not started on Insta as yet, not with the podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm still debating within my mind, should I go across as Khizer Nawaz, should it go as Watch Me Win? But definitely, I think this would be the
I would say
first.
don't think too much, right?
Just do
Post it
it.
on your own Instagram to start with, right? And
Yeah,
then if you want, start another account with Watch Me Win and then collaborate across Watch Me Win and your own Instagram, right? So even if Watch Me Win initially has only 2 followers, that's fine, right? Who's looking there first, right? So make it go through your brand because you are the host at the end of the day. It's your brand, right? So I think that win does, and then you can always collaborate, let's say between your page, Watch Me Win, and then my, let's say when we post, right? And that I think will help make it reach because I think the potential to grow on Instagram is a lot faster than LinkedIn or on YouTube, right? It's
yeah,
just, it's tricky with Instagram. That's the only thing, right? But I think
yeah.
from a growth perspective, it's a lot better of a platform.
I think after the word we had on taking action, if I don't start Watch Me When Instagram, it would be so hypocritical of me. So I think it's launching tonight only, and
Yes.
I will put this video up over there. Once again, thank you so much, Ritika, and we'll keep collaborating in future as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And come out to our event on September 21st that we're doing. And if you want to create videos that you're happy to come do that. We've told everyone, whoever, we have multiple influencers coming in as well. So if that's your interest, you want to come interview people there and maybe, collaborate with our social medias on that page, let us know. We are also always looking for a lot of creators at this moment, no matter how much following you have, just someone who wants to be in front of camera, is comfortable creating content, and see if we can collaborate with them. If that's something you're interested in, I can connect you with my member Mohit. If you just drop me your email, I can ask him to reach out to you to see how we can create, because we're having a bunch of people also do a lot of like street interviews specific to their brand. So let's say if your brand is Watch Me Win, which is, I don't know what the vision is, right? So let's say whatever the vision is, based on that, if you want to create X type of content, seeing if that X type of content resonates with us and the brand we want to build, why don't we get you creating that? We can get our editors to even help maybe edit it and give you the platform and the visibility from our side while our audience gets good relevant content as well.
That's an amazing idea. I'm definitely interested. I'll just have to check my calendar out, and I'll be meeting you on September 21st for sure. And you'll have my channel with 2 followers. So one is myself, one is you. Watch me win, and we'll make it go live on 21st.
Yes, no, absolutely. And then I'll then send over your email to Mohit. Okay? And he
Go
can
ahead and
reach
do it
out. Okay,
for sure. Let's do it.
perfect. Thank you so much. Take
No
care.
worries, Ritika. Take care. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday, and talk
You
soon.
too. Bye.
Bye.